Hey there, YouTube friends, Masked Bandit here. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. I always appreciate it. Back in Snow Valley yet again, and we are today working on a brewery. If you know me and you know my interests and passions in life, it was only a matter of time before we made a brewery, and so here we are. And actually, this brewery ends up being one of the larger structures in the village so far. But, it makes sense. I think that's about right. So, yeah, this building is fairly complicated and rather difficult, and took me a while. I actually had to restart it 2 or 3 different times before I reached a point where I was comfortable with it. So, you'll see we have a fermenter tank out there in the front, and I actually ripped that from the brewery I made for Jubilee Gardens. And if there's one thing I've realized I've made a lot of, it's breweries. What can I say? I love my craft beer. I am a big fan of craft beer, and I never was into beer at all until well after I turned 21. It even wasn't until I moved down here to Houston, and just in the last 7 or 8 years or so. I guess that's a longer time than I first made it sound like. I got heavily into beer, and I've actually brewed my own. I like to brew. I haven't done it in quite a while, but I keep saying I need to do it again, because I have this, this phony brand now. I have this BroNation Brewery, and I have a Bandit IPA. I mean, I've got these billboards, not just in my own projects, but other people have asked for these billboards and used them in their projects. I feel like I kind of need to have a real world Bandit IPA, so maybe someday I'll get back into actually brewing and actually making more, because it's lots and lots of fun. I don't know how much those of you that are watching are into the process or know about the process of making beer. It's really fun. I do all grain brewing, and that's an all-day process where I have to buy several pounds, usually it's 11-ish pounds of malted barley, and you soak it. You create like a tea with it for a couple hours, and then you take that tea and you boil it, and you add hops to it, and you boil it down to about 5 gallons, and then you throw in your yeast and you let it ferment for a while, and then you bottle it and let it sit for a few more weeks, and then when you're done, you got beer. That's pretty much how it works. So one of the coolest part of the model that I'm using today is what I'm working on right now, and it's this copper like kettle thing. I'm assuming it's a boiler. I'm assuming it's for the wort. And that's what you call the baby beer before it becomes beer. It's called wort. And thank you, Adventure Set, for these gold pieces. They really saved my hide, because I was having a hard time finding stuff that worked. So I was so happy when I found those pieces. And here, look, I'm using in-game roof pieces, yay! Didn't have to make much, if any, custom roof in this set, in this building. Again, just the scale of this model. I mean, there was really no way to tone it down any further. It kind of had to be this big. One of the things that I did do here is try to use these windows as dormers, and they just didn't cut it. So eventually we will do something here. We'll fix it, because this looks pretty atrocious. I roll with it for quite a while, but what are you gonna do? So one of the cool things about this building, one of the interesting things, at least about the reference of this building, was the fact that it's kind of sitting, like, they've got their little base, but then this building also sits on an actual foundation. Like you'll see, to get into any of the doors, there's a staircase, and that was a neat little thing that I noticed about this building compared to some of the others I've been building, is that they actually have like a foundation. And that's kind of cool. As I'm building this part here, it dawns on me that the building's a little squat. I was so worried about it being too tall compared to the other buildings that I actually, for now, ended up sacrificing the scale of itself. It's not in scale with itself currently, this windowed area here with the more Bavarian style details. It's not in scale with the rest of the building. And I kind of know it as I'm doing it, but I'm just going to kind of let it roll for a while, and then eventually you will see me say, well, that's not going to work, and we end up fixing it. As we put the little kegs out here, and I believe that's what they are, that's what the reference had at least. This is when I really, really start to notice the discrepancy here is because the windows have to sink so far down, and they're clearly not within scale anymore. So that's a bummer. Something that needed to be fixed. So at this point, I say, forget it, we'll fix it. So I think I say it about here. Yeah, about here is where I say, okay, that's enough of that. Also have to start fleshing out the actual shape of the building here. Pardon me. Everyone in my house has been coming down with a little bit of the sickness. Started with, oh, actually me. I've been having some congestion for a while, and my daughter came down with a fever over the weekend, and my wife has been, if you listen to the last video, my wife has been hacking up a storm, and now here I am. I blame it on the busy season of both my wife and I, because both my wife and I are musicians and teachers, and so this is our busy time of the year, and we run ourselves ragged. At this point, my wife and I pretty much function as roommates between now and the time school lets out for winter break. Once winter break is out, we can go back to actually hanging out as a family. But for now, we don't see each other very much. We won't see each other for very much, and when we do, we'll both be exhausted beyond belief. So anyway, a little pulley here really, again, starts really grinding me and making me realize just how off the scale is here. And I'm surprised watching this back. I'm really surprised at how hard I push trying to make this scale work before I relent and actually fix it. So if you're a little confused and a little concerned, don't worry, we do fix it. So, pardon me, I put my mic. This BroNation logo, I love this logo. It's a little big. It's a little big for the building. There's really nowhere it fits. I do modify it a little bit, but as much as I want it on there, I'm really not convinced it's what's best for the building. It kind of is, it's a bit jarring for everything, for the rest of the building. It really doesn't fit color scheme or style at all. So you tell me, do you think it should stay? Should it go? I don't know. Like, I love the logo. It'd be a pain in the ass to change the colors, so that's kind of off the table. We're not going to change the colors with it, but do you think that it would work well without that logo? Maybe put the BroNation somewhere else? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I want your opinions. I'm always open to your guys' opinions. So, like I said, even though I don't always necessarily follow it, I am always open to them. So here we are. We're fixing the scale issue that we had. And actually, it's not that bad. This building is still not as tall. I think the bank currently is the tallest building that I've made. And I think it's also the tallest building in the village. No, the church. The church technically is the tallest with its spire. But this brewery is not as big as is not as tall, as the bank or the church, which is good. It is much wider than most of the other buildings. It's a giant square, but when you kind of think about it, a brewery would be a fairly large factory type thing. So I know one of the breweries here in Houston, St. Arnold Brewery, is actually a converted Houston school district cafeteria like factory where they would prep all the meals and stuff. It's a converted school cafeteria like plant or processing factory. I don't know what it was, but I think that's hilarious that now they make beer in it. Oh, there's another brewery down here that it's called Back Pew, and it's actually pretty close to my neighborhood. And Back Pew, they're a converted Southern Baptist church turned brewery, which if you know anything about Southern Baptists, they are really not into drinking at all. Like, it's kind of a big no-no for Southern Baptists to drink. And so I just find it absolutely hilarious that a brewery set up shop inside an old church. I love that idea. I think it's hilarious. So this building is actually the most complicated that I've made. It is several different structures, and because of that, it makes it a little bit harder to move around, but it's okay. It's totally worth it. So as you can see, once we change that scale, things start working a lot better, and it ends up looking a lot nicer too. And once I fix that scale, the motivation comes rushing back, and it's pretty easy to fix, or pretty easy to finish from that point. And everything just seems to sit better and fit better and feels just, well, better. So I'm going to let the video finish, and I will catch you on the other side with some real time back in our village to look at the next batch of community buildings that have been made. And once again, they are incredible, so do stick around, and I will see you in the real time portion. All right, well, so here we are back in the live portion where we're going to take a look at a few more of the entries from BroNation and the fabulous people there within. We have 5 more offerings today to show off to you, and they are great. I did today put my brewery in just to show you the finished product so that you can see what it actually looks like. So here it is. There's that logo that I'm not too sure about. You let me know about that. This is the finished product, and so this is mine, obviously. It's what you just watched me build. And let's get into the stuff, the other stuff. So this is the Sign Cinema, and again, in the corner, you will see the official name and creator. And just look at this, the standard Christmas movies, Nightmare Before Christmas, my personal favorite, Die Hard, Elf, Home Alone, Scrooged, Mickey's Christmas Carol. Gorgeous. I like the little guy here, the ticket taker. That's pretty clever. Very nice. Very, very nice. Love the holiday decor, as always. Just wanted to... Oh, look at the filigree there. That's the vintage detail there. That adds quite a bit up there. Love the star, too. Very nice. Very nicely done. Perfect scale. I like the boxiness of it, and yet the curved, almost like a studio. That's really nice. Very well done. The windows are excellent. Nice job. Let's move along and see. Here we have the Village Pet Clinic. And I remember this one is by Brianna, who is a member of BroNation. And her husband are actually working in cahoots, I guess, to make pieces for our little project here. And this is just so dang cute. The colors are so well done. And look over here, we have I'm assuming this is like a little dog run. Look, you get the little hydrant there, isn't that adorbs? So cute. So very, very well done. Simple, but elegant. And that's what's so great about this entry. Simple and elegant. And let's check out the back. Ooh, does it have a back? Oh, a couple little windows, perfect. You'll see she's using the same technique that Mike was with the lit up windows. She's using a custom sign on its side, and you'll see that does the same thing as the lit up, whatever they're called. The color panels, there we go. So that's the Village Pet Clinic by Brianna. Very nice. Over here we have the tiny house. The tiny house. And I love this. The description of this one is hilarious if you check on the workshop. The description for this entry is great. And this building, along with all the others that I've mentioned, will be in the official collection. as of this video going public. So you could check it out if you've already subscribed to the collection. Hopefully it's updated for you. If you haven't, the link is in the description below. Check out the collection and you can have all these and you can build your own Christmas village, or you can de-decorate them and come up with your own ideas. But great use of the icing here to look like actual icicles. I think that's pretty good. But the back here, check this out. This back porch is fantastic. Look, there's a sleigh, one of those decorative sleighs on the roof, and look, a Christmas tree that's been cut down and ready to bring in. Isn't that just too much? That's so great. I love that, with the pretty wreath and the decorations all over. Well done. Very nice job. Really enjoy that piece. And then we have this one here. It's a little old bookshop, which at first glance looks totally different. But if you remember in the last episode, we looked at Because Race Cars. Excuse me, I bumped my mic. You look at Because Race Cars garage, and I think this will fit really nice next to that. I love this little display window here with the actual books in it. This style is unique, but it fits so well. Love what he did with the art shapes here to make this little like carpeted grand entryway. It just adds that little extra oomph to make this entry look so nice. And those steps using the castle wall, the castle detail pieces, really nice. I should use those as steps myself. Excuse me. Really nice little old bookshop. And actually using that extending sign, that's a nice job. That's really well done. Really enjoy that. So on the back here, just a flat back wall. Perfect. Not a problem at all. Not a problem. And then our final one today is the Gibson & Sons Traditional Butchers. And this is just so nice. So old school. So just English. Just screams England to me. Love the little snowman. I'm very happy to see so many people. I don't know why that snowman's so upset, but I'm so happy to see so many people using snowmen. I think that's just fantastic. So love the thatch roofing. The mix of roofing here is very nice. And again, the simple Christmas details and the snow doing a nice job to set the winter scene. Very cool. Well, again, we'll have the glowing windows. Oh, look at the roses climbing up the side here. That's a nice touch. I missed that on the first go through. Look at the dormer up there, that custom dormer. That's very well done. Windows as walls, people. Windows as walls. Do it. And then our back is just as swanky as our front. Boy, that's really nice. Just don't got anything else to say other than, yup, that's great. I've been just absolutely floored by how great the quality of the builds we've been getting for this project. It's fantastic. Some more firewood. A couple of our buildings have had that already. Lovely little detail. Oh, look, the meat. Oh, look at the meat hanging there. How clever. Wow, what is that? Is that a rock? What is that? I know that's the skeleton arm, but how clever. That's nifty. Oh, that's great. That's a nice little detail. And you notice I didn't even notice it until we did that close up. That's great. Ha! Established 1887. That's an old butcher. So there you go, guys. That's today's little little community roundup. So let's just take another quick peek. You can see how much bigger my brewery is to all the others, but that's okay. I like it. I love it. Good job, all you people. And again, hopefully you've seen who's created them and what they're officially called. And again, they are going to be in the collection, which is in the description below. So that's going to do it for this episode of Snow Valley. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't. It really means a lot to me and would appreciate it. So with that being said, have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever. And I'll see all you guys for the next episode of Snow Valley. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.